Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 650th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto our YouTube channel. Just to say, this is the first battle I've put on since I've come out of hospital. And just before I introduce the teams, I'd like to ask you a question. You know, we mostly play on grassy, flatland maps, you know, which are completely featureless and just flat. And I just wondered if any of you ever fancy playing on any different types of maps from that. And what I would say is that over the last 3 weeks to a month, I've been resurrecting old RTW multiplayer maps. And what we found is that we found it really interesting fighting on these old maps. And a lot of these old maps used to be very popular back in the day, you know, 10 years ago or something like that. They were very popular, a lot of these old maps, but gradually they've just stopped being used. So this is the Summation Mound Map. Okay, now you can see there, if you look at the entire map, you'll see that most of the 99% of the map is completely flat. Okay, you've got a few woods in there, but mostly flat, with just the Summation Mound in the center of the map there. Okay, if we just go up on top of the map, you can see how high it is. Okay, so this is the Summation Mound. Alright, now when we first started playing on this about 4 weeks ago, I've noticed that since then our tactics have definitely evolved on this map. Okay, everybody used to make for the higher ground all the time, which is a sensible tactical move, but gradually the more we play on this map, the more, as I say, tactics and strategy evolve on this battle map. And as I say, it's a very, very old map. We used to play on this a lot many years ago. But gradually it's just people wanted to play on the grassy flatland maps, and a lot of the old maps have been forgotten. So as I say, I'm trying to resurrect them. Right, okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2 has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And if you look at the upgrades on the majority of his infantry, he's got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on the majority of his infantry. And if you look at the cavalry that he's got here, you'll see he's just got Roman cavalry. Now these are heavy cavalry, but they are inferior to Praetorian cavalry. Okay, that's why you don't see them bought very often on the 31k battlefield. But of course, because they're inferior to Praetorian cavalry, they're cheaper. So he's got extra money, if you like, which he's spent on his infantry. Okay, so that's Man 2's army. Be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 13 Spartans, a peasant unit, an archer unit, and a cavalry general, which is very unusual to see for a Greek cities general. You don't see that very often. And there you go, you can see there's his a general armoured cavalry unit there. I say very unusual to see that with the Greek cities army there. So this is now Aurelius' faction of choice. Whenever he joins our games now, he always goes for the Greek city faction, and as I say, that is now his faction of choice. Okay, our next teammate is Greek clansman Cleomenes. Now Cleomenes has got 13 pikes and 5 cavalry and 2 archers. Quick look at the upgrades on his pikes. He usually brings quite good upgrades for his pike units. And there you are, you can see he's got 8 upgrades. Okay, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on those long pike units there, royal pike units. Okay, very good upgrades there. And quick look at the upgrades on his companion cavalry. And he just got gold shield, gold attack, because he spent most of his money on his infantry. Now, just to say, the Greek clan's mission on RTW was to be the best clan with the pike and spear factions. Okay, so to this end, they used to practice for hours and hours and hours with the pikes, pike and spear factions there. We'd see them come out of battle, they'd go into battle again, back out, in again. And in the end, they did become the best clan on Rome Total War with the pike and spear factions. Their favourite factions, of course, were the Greek cities, Macedon and Seleucid. That's the 3 main pike and spear factions that they practiced with, and they got absolutely excellent with them. So whenever you see a Greek clansman across the battlefield from you with either Greek cities, Macedon or Seleucid, you know you're in for a real challenge, because these guys are so well practiced with these factions. So it'd be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got a very old army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry and 6 cavalry there. So it'll be interesting to see how that does during the course of the battle. And as I say here, up on the top of the Summation Mound, you'll see that Aurelius will try and get up on the top here as fast as he can, and also Cleo will try and get up on this top of the mound as fast as he can. And of course the enemy troops will do exactly the same. Those two armies opposite each other there will try and get up there. But if you look closely, you'll see that the enemy have got an advantage there because they've got a higher position in a startup area to what we have. Okay, now that could make a big difference and could prove pivotal to the outcome of the battle. I guess we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds. Should be a great one for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Lando. Now he's got 10 infantry, 5 archers and 5 armoured cavalry. Okay, units there. A very unusual army build here. Custom built, I think, for this battle. So let's have a quick look. You can see he's got his 5 archers at the front, then his infantry, then his armoured cavalry units there, Roman armoured cavalry units there, with their 2 hit points on. So fast moving units. So that's an unusual army build there from Lando. And it'll be interesting to see how well that does during the course of the battle. Let's say those units, those cavalry units, fast moving, but of course they haven't got the numbers of like say Praetorian cavalry, for instance. So it'd be interesting to see how well that does. Okay, their next teammate is GOTW Leanbod. Now GOTW Leanbod has got the bulk standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, and that's the bulk standard 31k Roman army. It's pretty good. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 15 Sacred Band spearmen and 3 light cavalry. But what I'd like to show you here is something quite interesting. You'll see that a couple of his forward units, okay, have only got gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, so they're the ones going to take the pylons, the ones going to make the first contact. But most of his infantry, most of his Sacred Band spearmen are, get ready for this, count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, fully upgraded Sacred Band spearmen. The vast majority of his army are fully upgraded. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. We know how tough Sacred Band spearmen are anyway, but you fully upgrade them, and that is some serious spearmen there. And that could maybe prove pivotal and key to the outcome of this battle. And there you are, you've got 3 light cavalry there with just gold shield, gold attack on. That's a round shield cavalry, fast moving light cavalry there. So I think that's a pretty good Carthage army there, and those spearmen, those fully upgraded spearmen, could make a difference in the course of the battle. Their last teammate is someone who's called himself Lone Warrior, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. A lot of you know him. Now he just got 9 infantry, 5 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, 9 infantry, 5 archers and 5 cavalry. This is also probably a custom army for this particular map. As I say, things have evolved on this map since we first started playing with him. You'll see most of his infantry have got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on Scorpion King's infantry. I think his cavalry probably, yeah, just 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack, and of course he's got his 5 archer units there. As I say, tactics, strategy and army builds have really evolved on this map. Now I'm going to try and head for that mound with my army. Now Scorpion King's either going to head up to that mound himself, or he may well bring his army across to try and intercept mine before I can get to the mound. As I say, tactics, strategy and army builds on this map has really evolved since we started playing on this map again. Very, very interesting battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very early stage of the battle, just as the battle is actually starting there, you'll see that man 2 is over there, and he's noticed here that he's got his cavalry hiding in the woods. Just like to make a note of that. Okay, now make no mistake here, man 2 will head towards the Summation Mound. That's where he will be heading, but Lando here may well try and intercept him. He may well move his fast moving cavalry forward there to maybe hold and pin man 2 while his infantry gets over there and his archers get over there. Okay, as I say, since we've been playing on this map recently, tactics, strategy and army builds have really been evolving. Okay, so here you can see these 2 armies opposite each other are going to race to get to the top of this mound. Okay, look at Barclayman's Carthaginians there. You can see Cleomenes' Macedonians trying to get to the top first. You can see there, you can see a lot of missiles coming in on them as well there, right? You can see Aurelius' Greek cities army against GOTW's Lean Bod's Julio army there, as they crunch into each other. See the Greek cities crunching into the Julio army there, and bang, as they smash in there. But here's a great bit of team play here by Barclay man there with his Carthaginians. Yeah, as I say, you can see Aurelius has charged his Greek cities into the Roman army in front of him. But you also see that Barclay man has bought his maximum upgraded Carthaginian spearmen there as well to support his Roman ally against our Greek cities ally there. Okay, so make no mistake, that will be a massive challenge there. And as I say, you can see Cleomenes here moving his Macedonians forward there towards the Carthaginians. Okay, you can see Cleomenes there has got his cavalry, his companion cavalry there ready to use. And if you notice here, you'll see Scorpion King moving his cavalry forward in normal formation for extra speed, probably looking to try and take out those archer units at the back of our armies there. Okay, that's probably what he looks like he's doing there, just looking at the trajectory of his cavalry towards those archers. Right, now as we thought, over here you'll see that Lando's got no intention of going for the mound yet. Look, he wants to intercept Man 2's army there by moving his fast-moving cavalry units across the flat part of the battlefield here to probably smash into the flank of Man 2's moving infantry. Now, Man 2 will probably stop the movement of his infantry to try and repel that cavalry attack there. Bang! As that cavalry smashes in there. Okay, so you can now see what Lando's trying to do. He's trying to pin and hold Man 2's army there while he gets his infantry over. Right, you can see Man 2 now has stopped running over towards this the mound and is now turning towards that cavalry, which is just what Lando wanted there. As I say, he wanted to intercept Man 2 before he can get to the mound, and it looks like that's what he's going to do here, bringing all his archers, infantry over there as well. Okay, but also I'd like to draw your attention here to GOTW Lean Bod's cavalry. Okay, now you can see his Julio cavalry there. Now imagine if he uses that cavalry along with Lando's infantry and cavalry, and they both smash into Man 2's Scipii army. Imagine the damage that could be done to Man 2's army there if they combine the infantry and cavalry there. Okay, over here, as I say, on our flank, you can see, as we thought, Scorpion King here is going for the enemy archers, but you'll also notice that Cleomenes is throwing his companion cavalry into the fray as well, and bang! As they smash in there. So you can see there's a massive melee going on there between the companion cavalry and Scorpion King SR's Julio cavalry. You'll see my Scipii cavalry coming in behind Scorpion King's Julio cavalry, and when we get in there, it's going to really hit hard. And bang! As he smashes in there. That's good news for us. We've managed to kill Scorpion King SR's general there, and most of his cavalry units have now been routed. So that was a good move between Cleomenes and myself there. Nice bit of pike and cavalry combination there to take out the Julio cavalry. Okay, so that's quite a good move. Let's just pause the game for a second here. Now on the top of the hill here, on the top of the mound, as I say, you'll see Cleomenes with his Macedonians against the Carthaginians. Also here you'll see Aurelius' Greek city Spartans there up against a combination of Carthage and Julii. But over here on our right flank, poor old Man 2 here has been caught proper by the enemy SPQR infantry there, and look at that Julii cavalry looking to smash into him as well. Plus you'll see the SPQR cavalry as well. I think poor old Man 2 is going to get really smashed here if he's not careful. There's a lot of pilots going into him at the moment. Right, here comes that Julii cavalry, and bang! And there you can see the SPQR cavalry, and bang! As they smash in there as well. Wouldn't surprise me if the SPQR infantry started to advance, which you can see now. The SPQR infantry starting to advance into Man 2's Scipii army. You'll see a lot of Man 2's units starting to rout now. From the sheer impact of the infantry and cavalry. Now he's only got 3 infantry units left now, including his general there. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see the vast majority of Man 2's infantry has now been taken out, and the enemy will now move on to his last remaining 3 units there, including his general unit. Okay, so things not looking very good for Man 2. Now I can see he's in trouble, so what I'm going to try and do is run my cavalry over there and try and smash into the enemy to try and help him if I can. but the position over there looks quite dire, and I'm going to have to be careful how I use my cavalry, because of course if he loses all his units, I don't want to charge my cavalry in there, because I'll just end up losing all mine. Okay then, so right, if you notice now, all of Man 2's infantry has now been taken out, and you'll notice now that I am now backing my cavalry off. Okay, there's no point of charging in my cavalry there. I'm just going to back my cavalry back up into the hill there, and all of Man 2's infantry, okay, has now been taken out. Okay, as I say, no good charging my cavalry into a lost cause. All I do is lose all my cavalry, so I've backed him back up onto the hill. But as I say, all of Man 2's infantry now has been taken out. And if you notice, most of Lando's army is in fully intact condition, which means now that it's basically a 3v4. Okay, because Man 2's lost his army there. It's basically a 3v4, but Man 2 has got his Roman cavalry hiding in the woods. Now, whether that's going to make a difference or not, we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds there. On top of the mound here, you'll see that Aurelius is making inroads into the Julii army there, but nice move here by Lean Bodler, getting his Julii units in behind and around the flank of the Greek cities. Lean Bod's just lost his general, which is good news for us. But you can see a heck of a lot of pressure there on the top of the mound there. You can see I got my Scipio army integrated with Cleomenes' Macedonians there. You can see Scorpion King SR's Julii units moving forward. There will be a lot of pilot exchanging going on there at this stage. Okay, but it'll be interesting to see who's going to win on the mound. Alright, it'll be very interesting, this will. This could prove pivotal and decisive to the outcome of the battle, who wins on here. But you can see now Man 2's brought his cavalry out of hiding, and he is now going for the SPQR cavalry units there, as he charges into those SPQR cavalry units there with his cavalry. Nice hit there. As I say, the Roman cavalry is quite inferior to the Roman Praetorian cavalry, but they are cheaper, so you can spend more money on your infantry if you want, and that's what Man 2's done there. Okay, but as I say, you can see Lando's army now approaching the rear of our engaged troops here. Look, you can see Lando's army is basically intact. I mean, his army is basically intact, and he's going to come up behind us now, and this could prove absolutely decisive there when Lando's army smashes into the rear of our engaged troops. Okay, all that infantry there coming up in behind us. Remember, we're fighting on the top of that mound against Julii and Carthage. Now you can see Scorpion King SR's Julii army here. He may well move around the flank here to attack into the flank of our Macedonian ally and into the flank of my Scipio army too. Okay, but on top of the mound here, you can see there, remember, we are Macedon and Scipii there, and Greek cities. Our Greek cities ally has been fighting for a long time. His troops are probably quite tired now. He seems to have lost a lot of his troops as well there, but he seems to have inflicted a lot of casualties on the enemy Julii. This is a nice hit here by Cleomenes, bringing his companion cavalry into the rear of the engaged enemy troops there. Notice they're in wedge formation for more penetration, more impact, more damage there, as they smash into the rear there. Nice hit there. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I'm going to charge my cavalry through this one infantry unit to go at the 5 archers of Scorpion King SR. Okay, now SR has been using his archers extremely well onto my Macedonian ally. Remember those 121 man units, extremely susceptible to archer damage, and that's what he's been using his archers on the flank of my troops and the Macedonians there. So what I want to try and do, if I can, is smash my cavalry down there and take those archers out. Now I know Scorpion King's cavalry is lost. He lost his cavalry earlier on in the game, so I'm not going to get countered by Scorpion King's cavalry here. And if I can just break through that infantry unit there, I'll be able to take out those archers. Meanwhile here, you can see that Man 2's getting a bit of revenge on Lando there, because now he's taken out all of Lando's archers with his cavalry there. So that's a nice hit there for Man 2's cavalry, taking out those archers there, and he's just trying to finish off Lando's general cavalry unit, armoured cavalry units there. So Man 2's done well there with his cavalry. And as I say, over here, I'm going to try and take out Scorpion King SR's archers, just to stop them doing the damage that they've been doing to the flank of our troops for a long time during the course of this battle there. You can see that Scorpion King SR alt-attacked his archers, but to no avail. They have now been taken out, so that's good news for us. Okay, but here Lando's right behind us now. His SBQR army almost fully intact right behind us now, and if you notice there, Cleomenes has turned his pikes to face the threat of that SBQR army. So as I say, Lando moving up there quite quickly towards us there. That's good news for us. I think the Carthage general's just been taken out.
It is time to press the attack.
Okay, so if you notice there, I've got my Scipio army round behind the rear of the fighting enemy troops there. Okay, my Scipio cavalry, sorry, there you are. Look, you can see I've got my cavalry there. But remember, that is a steep mound. And if you charge up a steep mound, you lose most of your charge bonus, if not all of it. So trying to penetrate units head on is very difficult, charging up a hill or up a mound. You can see Cleomenes got his cavalry ready to engage as well. As I say, there's a general overview there. You can see Aurelius has got some of his Greek city units there, fighting some of those SBQR units. But I notice a lot of Aurelius's units have now been routed. Okay, you can still see Lando using those fast-moving armoured cavalry units there, smash straight into us. Look, let's say very fast-moving. Now here you can see I'm charging up this mound. I was trying to pierce that infantry unit there to get into the rear of the engaged enemy troops, but look at the steepness of that mound. So probably I've lost all charge bonus going up there. Look. So I'm not going to penetrate infantry there. Look. And as I say, this is all about tactics evolving on this particular map, fighting on different terrain. So I lost my charge bonus. I'm not going to go up any higher. Of course, I'd like to get past those Julio units to smash into the rear of the engaged troops, but it's no good. I'm just going to have to pull my cavalry back. Okay, remember, if you charge up a slope, up a hill, you lose your charge bonus. So you're not going to penetrate units like that if you do try that. Okay, here you can see I've turned my general unit to face the SBQR threat coming up behind us. Now here on the right of the mound, can you see that both Aurelius and Cleomenes are doing well there with their units, trying to roll the enemy up from right to left. So well done to Cleomenes and Aurelius there on that particular flank. Now I'd just like to draw your attention here to some really good teamwork there by Scorpion King SR. He knows I want to charge my cavalry into the rear of the engaged troops there, so he's going to block them. Okay, that's why he's got his infantry units there. Those infantry units are only there to block my cavalry from going into the rear of those engaged enemy troops. Okay, so that's a nice bit of cover there by Scorpion King SR. He's got a couple of units here he could well throw into the fray when he's ready. They're fresh units, look. So they will be very useful, especially as our troops get more tired during the course of the battle. Okay, so there's a general situation. As I say, Lando's bringing his army up there, his SBQR troops into the fray there. But just look how those Roman troops have got to fight all the way down the length of those Macedonian pikes to kill the man on the other end. Always a tall order for Roman troops there against the long pike units. Okay, so interesting to see what's happening. Right, you can see I'm charging my cavalry, and again, look, I'm bang, charging again up into the rear. Now just here, I just think I was too impatient here. This is going to waste my cavalry. I'll tell you that now, it's going to waste my cavalry. Charging up a slope like that, through trying to get through that enemy infantry, losing all the charge bonus that I would have lost going up that steep slope there. I think my cavalry is just going to get lost there. But I thought maybe if I smashed into the rear of those Julio units, they might start routing. But you'll notice, actually, this could be quite good tactical move for us, because if you notice at the top of the mound now, there's a gap between Barclayman's units there. Can you see the gap in between those units? And I have now charged urban cohorts through that gap to get above those enemy Julio units and attack downhill. Okay, so those units were moved away from that area to attack my cavalry, and that has opened up a gap there for my infantry to move forward there on a downhill attack onto those Julio infantry. Okay, so there you go. You can see I've got the downhill advantage now on that enemy Julio infantry. So I'm quite pleased with that. But it has cost me my cavalry. And just to be honest with you, that was just impatience on my part there. I should just pulled my cavalry back and waited for a better opportunity. Right, you can see there Man 2 using his cavalry very well there, smashing in there. He's now going after this Carthage missile cavalry there, Numidian missile cavalry there. You can see his Roman cavalry charging into them. That missile cavalry looks quite tough to me. Look how many Romans it's killing there. Yeah, you don't see that unit bought very often. You can see Scorpion King SR bringing some of his infantry across there. But on the top of the mound, look, we've done quite well. But there's still a lot of those fully upgraded Carthaginians. Let's pause the game for a second here. Now, I think most, if not all, of Aurelius's Spartan units have now been routed. I can't see any there left at the moment. There might be a couple units somewhere, but as far as I'm aware, most, if not all, of his units have just been routed there. And right on top of the mound, on the very top of the mound there, you can see the Carthaginians are still holding with those fully upgraded Sacred Band Spearmen. Okay, facing my Scipii troops. But on the left flank of the mound here, you can see that Greek Cleomenes with his Macedonians and my Scipii troops now are on the higher ground. Now, this could prove quite decisive in the battle here. You can see Scorpion King SR bringing his infantry up towards us there. And over here you'll see another Macedonian unit's being moved onto the top. There you are. Aurelius has got a couple of very battle damaged units still left, but that's the last of his units left there. And my guess is they will rout pretty soon there. But here you can see the Julii general and the SPQR general getting around our flank there. And you can see my Scipii troops are deeply engaged with the enemy Julii and SPQR troops there. And I got some Carthaginians coming in behind me as well. But we've also got our Macedonian ally doing extremely well here as well, with his royal pikemen. And the cavalry charge going in, look, bang. Okay, to make no mistake, I'm going to tell you that this battle is going to go right down to the wire. Okay, now which way it's going to go, we're just going to have to see. Right, you can see Man 2 charging his cavalry into the rear of those enemy units there. Bang, as he charges in there, nice hits there, but I think most of his cavalry is just routed there. Here you go. I think all of Man 2's cavalry just routed there, and I'm starting to lose some of my infantry units are starting to rout as well. Just seen some good news there. The Carthage general unit has just been routed. I think we killed the general though earlier, if I'm not mistaken, but it's always good to see the enemy general unit routing there, so that's good news for us. And I can see an Eagle unit of Scorpion King has just been routed as well, so that's two lots of morale giving troops taken out. And if you notice here, you'll see that Cleomenes is now on top of the mound with his Macedonian units ready to move downhill against those enemy troops. Okay, so that's really good news for us. My infantry have been fighting for a long time. They're very battle depleted, very, as I say, battle damaged, so I'm not sure how long they'll hold against an aggressive attack from those Julii troops and Carthage troops coming up there as well. Let's say we know Sacred Band, Carthage Sacred Band is really good troops, but fully upgraded. That's kind of like super spearmen, really. You can see a lot of enemy Julii troops starting to rout now, which is good news for us. But no mistake, as I say, this is going to go right down to the wire there. And luckily, I think my general's still alive, so I'm still giving morale bonus to our troops. And as I say, this is a nice little move there by the SPQR general, getting his infantry around our flank there to come in on the flank, or even get up above us and come in from behind there. But as I say, you can see enemy Julii troops just starting to rout now. So maybe we're just turning the screw on them, if you see what I mean. Right, just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see lots of enemy Julii troops routing now. So as I say, I don't think it'll be long till it's the end of the battle there. Got another Macedon unit being brought into the fray as well. So I would think that the battle will be over pretty quickly there. As I say, you can see the SPQR troops there up on the hill, and I think Lando's general still alive as well. So that'll be interesting to see how well he uses that general during the course of the battle there. And I say that our Macedonian ally is right on top of the hill now, moving down towards the enemy troops. As I say, you see the enemy troops starting to rout now. So, as I say, the battle will be over pretty soon, I think. There. I thought Cleomenes has handled those Macedonians extremely well there. As I say, the Greek clan are the best clan on Rome Total War, with pike and spear factions there, and I think you've just seen that great use of the way that he used them there. Oh dear, that's bad news. My general's just been taken out, so we've lost the morale benefits of my general there. Mind you, he has been fighting for a long time, so maybe that's to be expected there. Uh-oh, there's another one of my units just routed as well. Okay, remember the enemy are Carthage, Julii and SBQR. Okay, so the enemy Julii, Carthage and SBQR. We are Blue, Scipii and Macedon. Okay, so just at a glance there, remember we are Blue, Scipii and Macedon there. Okay, on this part of the battlefield, this final part of the battlefield here. Another one of my Scipii units is just routed. Remember, my units have been fighting for a long time. They're tired and battle depleted. Right, okay, so all my Scipii army has now been routed. Okay, every single one of my units are now routed. Now, can Greek Cleomenes with his Macedonians hold? Will they go on to win the battle here? See the enemy troops closing in. There's Lando's general unit smashed into the rear of that last Macedonian unit there. Oh my gosh. And well done to the enemy team there, and who have now gone on to win the battle. So well done to the enemy team, well deserved there. And what a spread out battle this was, and what a battle depleting. Now Lando's got one unit left in his general unit, and that is actually his general. So he's kept that unit alive, giving morale bonus to his allies and his own troops there. Nice move there. Let's have a look at some of the numbers in the other units there. Let's see, what's that Scorpion King there? There, he's got not many troops left in those units. Barclayman, not many troops left in those units. You can see how battle depleted they are there, just by the numbers there. And Lando's infantry units, there are not many left at all. So you can see how close this battle was by just the poor numbers left in the victorious enemy units there. Remember over here, this is where Man 2 unfortunately lost his army there to a combined hit of SBQR infantry, cavalry and lean bod's cavalry as well. And that's where he lost all his infantry, and he got a little bit of revenge here by taking out the SBQR archers with his cavalry. As we move up here on the hill, you'll just see all the dead as we move up here onto the mound. Remember, this is the Summation Mound Map. If you haven't never played on it before, you want to give it a go. It's quite an interesting map. And as you go further up onto the mound there, you can see where the toughest fighting was by just the sheer number of dead on top the mound there. I mean, you can just see the battle line there of where the dead are. And then over on the left flank here of the mound, you can see where most of the dead are, just piled on top of each other there. Just bears testament to how tough this battle was going up the mound. As we move further on down the mound, like you can see, it looks like a tough cavalry battle down here. I think this is where Scorpion King SR's cavalry were taken out at this particular part. So, as I say, I think our team has got one unit left. Cleomenes there, he's got one man left in that. It's a Macedonian unit. So he's got one Macedonian unit left with one man in it. Will that unit fight to the last man? There you go. There's the last man in the last Macedonian unit. Come on, guys. There you are. He's going to fight. Look how he's fighting that. But just outnumbered and finally went down there. So, well done to the enemy team. Great battle. Well-deserved victory there. And as I say, an unusual battle on a very little used map. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Really well played, guys. Great battle, and it was only a close defeat, so that's pretty good. Just like to draw your attention to the highest kills in the game goes to Greek clansman Cleomenes, 2030, as I say. He's using his pike units there, and that's how good he is with the pike units there. Great kills. But also I'd like to draw your attention to Barclayman. Really good kills with his fully upgraded Sacred Band Spearman there. Really well done there. And well done to Lando with that unusual army build. To get some really great kills there as well, so well done. So well done to Lando. I thought he used his army extremely well, intercepted Man 2 well. Well done to GOTW Leanbod. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he did quite well. Well done to Barclayman, as I say, second highest kills in the game. And well done to Scorpion King SR. I thought he played well. Really well played, guys. Good victory. That old Roman army of mine, kills were kind of okay, not brilliant, but okay. Well done to Man 2. He probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but of course he was intercepted on the way over to the mound there and lost his army. Well done to Greek, as I say, Greek Cleomenes, highest kills in the game. And well done to Aurelius as well. He did well with his Greek cities. This Spartan Commander saying, try and give some of the old battle maps a try. You may well enjoy them. Spartan Commander saying, bye for now. See you soon.